Introduction to communication. The word communicate refers to pass on, and the act of communicating is termed communication. Okay, so in everyday life we are interested in communicating some information which may include some thought. The thought becomes words, right? Then we would like to communicate news, then feeling, and so on to others. So that's what we do in our everyday life. So thus, in broad sense, the term communication refers to the transmission of information from one place to another. One place to the other. The information transmission between humans, okay, they may be sitting side by side, or one person may be sitting across a table, right? So there the communication takes place by means of speech, or facial expressions, or some kind of gesture. So these are typical communication which takes place where two human beings are sitting side by side. Among these, the most effective one is speech. So this is the most effective one. However, the speech mode of communication is limited because if you want to communicate with a large group of people, then you have to talk very loudly. Okay, so how loud a person can produce the speech signal. Therefore, the effective way of communicating also limited by the loudness of your sound. Okay, and you can cover only a few tens of meters. For long distance communication, using this you cannot communicate for long distance. Therefore, in olden days, for long distance communication, initially people employed non-electrical means. Non-electrical means. Okay, in the sense like beating the drums, or smoke, signals, running messengers, then horses and pigeons. So these are the non-electrical means to communicate for over a long distance. Then people thought about electrical means of communication, which started of course with wire telegraphy. So it started around 1840s, wired telegraphy. And then a few decades later, around 1870s, okay, the invention of telephone, and a radio at the beginning of the 20th century. Like FM radio, AM radio, broadcasting came into the picture. Later on, the use of satellites and fiber optics people started to use. Okay, and these two made communication even more widespread. You can cover large geographical areas by using satellites, and using fiber optics you can cover or you can connect many metropolitan cities or many areas and many countries. Okay, and then with an increasing emphasis on then wireless communication like your mobile phone communication. These are evolution of your communication systems. And then computer communication like your internet, and then data communication, and so on. Okay, so presently we live in a modern society where several modes of communication are at our disposal. For example, some of these include like your landline telephone. Anyway, the landline telephone is out of date slowly. Very hardly people are using now these days landline telephone. Television set, and television set also slowly going to reduce because of your YouTube and your smartphone. Then fax machine almost gone. Fax machine. Then mobile phone. Then computer with internet. Then personal digital assistant, something called PDA. Okay, so these are all modern communication devices or systems that we use in our society. So all these different modes bundle the information available in the whole world and provide it to us. For example, you take WhatsApp and you can get the things what is happening the other side. YouTube, there are many things, news channels, countless example you can give. At the same time, they also keep us connected to the entire world, and due to the advancement of VLSI, the devices and the circuits and everything become miniaturized. So due to miniaturization, most of these communication aids have become gadgets, very small devices. Gadget means small device. Like in 1980s, 1970s and all, the TV set was very huge and very bulky. Even the radio set was very big. Now everything becomes very small and it becoming gadget now. Okay, so we are enjoying with miniaturized communication device, communication aids. Okay, so after enjoying this facility in our daily routines, we are in such a stage that it is difficult to imagine a modern society without all these modes of communication. If internet goes down for a minute or for 10 minutes, then you will come to know how much you are suffering. So the electricity and internet, these two are very, very essential items in this modern era, in the modern society. By observing all these developments, it may be apt to call the progress in communication area as communication revolution. So last 150 years, this communication revolution happened. So much development in communication. So several new modes of electrical communication emerged from time to time due to continuous technological progress, both theory as well as advancement in VLI, especially how you can miniaturize the devices like electronic devices, transistors, resistors and circuits, everything, and miniaturized integrated circuits, ICs. For instance, this progress only brought us from the era of wired telegraphy to the present era of wireless communication. So we started with the telegraph, wired telegraph in 1840 to our present era is wireless mobile phone communication, wireless communication. Okay, we started with a wired telegraphy and now we are in wireless communication, wireless mobile communication. Even though this change occurs, the basic objective of electrical communication remains the same, whether you take a wired telegraphy or telephone system or radio broadcasting or your wireless mobile communication. The basic objective of electrical communication remains the same. So the objective is of our communication system is transmission of information from one place to the other. Therefore, irrespective of what type of communication system that you are going to employ, the main objective is transmission of information. So the different steps involved in the transmission of information may be outlined as follows. The first process is origin of information in the mind. Suppose you want to do something, the thought comes in your mind, right? So origin of information in mind. Okay, of the person who wants to communicate, and once the thought arises, then it became words. So it became a message in terms of words, and then converting the message signal into electrical form. So this words is like in sound form. That sound form I cannot transmit over a long distance, as I said, you cannot cover. So that what you do, convert it into electrical form. So converting the message. Converting the message signal, that means sound signal, into electrical form. So the device which does this job is called a transducer. Basically, transducer is a device which converts from one energy to another energy, from one form of energy to another form of energy. So sound energy into electrical energy. So the best example is your microphone. So here acoustic pressure is coming from your vocal cord, from your mouth, and that becomes your electrical signal. Okay, so the signal is with respect to time, and keep on, the amplitudes are varying. So this amplitude is nothing but acoustic pressure with respect to time. Acoustic pressure. And then process the message in order to match the characteristics of the channel. So the next step is process, and the next one is transmit. Okay, so why do we need to process? Because we need to transmit over a long distance. That is why we need to do the processing. So transmission of the processed message will happen in the next stage. So first you have to process the message signal such that it will have the capability to travel for a long distance, and then transmit of the processed message signal at the desired destination. Suppose you want to talk from point A to point B. Say you are sitting at Delhi and your friend is at Bangalore. So you have to process and transmit such that the information passes to the destination, and then receive the message. Okay, so reception of the processed message signal at the desired destination, and then again do some processing here. Why do we need to do some processing? Because the signal may be affected by some channel impairment, some noise or some distortions, attenuations. We will see all those things a little later as we go along. Okay, how your transmitted signal will be affected by this kind of impairments. And then finally deliver the information from the message signal to the intended person. Okay, so you receive the message signal, the message is in the form of electrical signal, and that give it to, like for example, speech signal, right? So you put a speaker here so that he can listen the thing whatever you wanted to transmit. So these are the basic steps that one need to understand to do the communication process. So whether you employ telegraphy or telephony or computer communication or wireless mobile communication, whatever it is, but the process is same. So thus understanding this the basic issues involved in this steps is the first step towards making an entry into electrical communication discipline. So once this is done, several communication systems like telephony, there are many things. Okay, let me list out some. Okay, telephony, then radio broadcasting, like your AM radio, FM radio, right? And television broadcasting, for whatever the broadcasting or whatever the communication system that you take, these are the fundamental steps that you have to remember, like origin of the information in the mind, then message signal, that message becomes a words, then converting the message signal into electrical form using a transducer, and then the transducer is, the example for transducer is a mic. So the input is acoustic pressure, your voice signal, sound signal, that becomes an electrical signal, and then process it. Why do we need to process? Because we want to transmit over a long distance, and then transmit, receive, again process. Okay, process, why do we need to do the process? Because whatever you transmit, that signal will be distorted, attenuated, and so on. There are many things. And finally deliver the message signal to the receiver, to the intended person. So in that case, put a speaker. If it is a video signal, then give it to the monitor. So television broadcasting, then the next one is radar communication, then satellite communication, fiber optic communication, computer communication, and wireless communication. So whatever the communication that you have, the basic steps are the same. First, origin of information in the mind, message that becomes words, that is called message, and that message is in non-electrical form. So you have to convert the message signal into the electrical form. If it is in the sound form itself, then you cannot transmit over a long distance, because our voice signal will not reach. Okay, it may go maybe a tens of meters, like 10 meters or 20 meters if you speak loud enough. Beyond that, your signal may not reach. Therefore, we need to convert the acoustic pressure into an electrical signal by using an appropriate transducer. Here generally we will employ microphone. Okay, and then process it. Why do we need to process? Because we want to transmit over a long distance. Okay, So the signal has to travel for a long distance and then transmit the processed message signal to the desired destination. And at the receiver end, you again process it because the signal might be affected by some distortions, attenuations, and noise will deteriorate the signal quality. We can finally deliver the information from the message signal into the intended person. Okay, so that's all about introduction to communication. In the next lecture, I am going to talk about elements of communication system. Okay, that we will see what are the elements which are involved in the communication system. Okay, at this point let me stop. Thank you.